So the rapper Eve is currently going viral, and a lot of people are saying it's because they think that she did like a full transformation. Like they're saying that she walked into the Christmas party basically saying, Rough Rider who? Who is that girl? I don't know her because this is me now. Now, I'll be honest, Eve does look different, but we all change, right? We all change somehow. We all start to grow, elevate, and appear different to many people for many reasons. But this is her in 1999. And for those who don't know, she was a rapper and she was also an actress in many movies. And I will say that her look back in the early 2000s and the 1990s was definitely like a little bit more vibrant, more playful, and also seemed like a little bit more edgy. And we can kind of see the evolution of how she's changed and what areas of her has changed. Like she definitely seemed more vibrant and seemed a little bit like somebody who would have like some street cred, where now she appears more like classy and like kind of like elegant and more sophisticated. So Eve's chart, this is her chart. She was born in Philadelphia, November 10th, 1978. So she's about like 45, 46 years old. She is a sun in Scorpio, and she also has a moon in Pisces. We don't know her birth time, but we have her as a life path number 1. And one of the things that I want to say about her chart is we see that Scorpio sun, and that Scorpio sun is basically at 17 degrees. 17 degrees is known as kind of like having an influential degree. It's also known to bring like fame and interest where the public will kind of talk about her. I think with Scorpios, there's a lot of movement of change because Scorpios are known for bringing that area of creating new chapters in their lives. Another thing that I want to point out about her chart is that she has a Uranus in Scorpio as well. So I feel like whenever she does a change, it is going to kind of like make way. But I want to see like where does she get this newfound elegance at? Well, when I look at her Jupiter, what's very interesting is that her Jupiter is in Leo, and that Jupiter is also in 8 degrees. And 8 degrees in some areas is seen as like a Saturn degree because we are just leaving the year of 8 and there was a lot of like karmic energy in there. Another thing that I want to point out about the Jupiter is sometimes the Jupiter really stands out as that energy of abundance, and also like that we see that masculine energy kind of coming through. So I do definitely think that her husband had a huge influence in her area of poise and her energy of movement in the woman that she is today. Another thing that I want to point out is that her true Lilith, or her dark Lilith, whatever you want to call it, sits right there in the area of Cancer. And Cancer always has that energy of being very feminine. It is seen as a feminine energy. And that energy feels very like a little bit dark and mysterious, and it also feels very seductive. So her becoming more feminine than that energy that we were used to as like a rough rider, rapper, blah 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 blah, kind of portrays her because it is really her feminine energy, showing that she is very, very intriguing. She's very put together and she's very classy, and she has that streak of elegance. Another thing that I want to go back to looking at is that Scorpio. We see her Venus, that area of relationships, is in retrograde, and it is in Scorpio. So there is going to always be like this mystery. Like Eve isn't really somebody who I totally see on social media nowadays. She's kind of like she's started to play a goodbye to it, right? A goodbye to the old presence, the old energy of that self. And that is very intriguing as we see that saying goodbye to the old self, like basically saying like that chapter is done, that movement is goodbye, is all in the energy of where you would ideally find your partnerships and ideally find that area of identity and how we play out with our partnerships and our relationships. And we see that a lot with Venus, but we also see that with the Pluto that she has in Libra, where she kind of like had a balance where she's like, that's done now. And now I'm doing this. And this feels so much more aligned. And as it should, because she has that strong energy of a Pisces moon. And the Pisces moon is another feminine energy. So while Eve did kind of show a lot of masculine energy when she was first coming up, it's not that that wasn't her and that energy of domination wasn't her. It's just she feels way more comfortable in her feminine. And I truly love this glow up. I think she looks amazing and more power to her.